Hey, riding side saddle. It's Tammy.
And it's Lisa.
And we're in season 10. Episode 2 of season 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to correct.
We have to do a little adjustment
Yeah.
here.
Because if you only listened into season 10, the first episode,
Without the snacks.
yeah, then you missed the part where we said this is our last season.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a
Yeah.
we made a conscious choice and a decision, but it was a pretty quick.
It was.
Conscious
and we
choice
had
and decision.
recorded our first episode before we had made that decision.
So we were all proud of ourselves and
Yeah.
saying, "Woo, wow,
Look at
we're
us.
still going strong."
Stick-to-itiveness. And then the next week we decided, so I think this needs to be the last one.
So we've stuck to itiveness, which
Yeah.
is still true.
It is true. We've done it for 3 years. That is
have.
something to be proud of.
We've not only done it for 3 years of recording,
Yeah.
but the whole process of this has been
That was
like
another
4
year.
years.
That was 4 years
long.
in total. Yeah.
So the stick-to-itiveness is accurate.
Yes.
It just happens to be that the stickiness is wearing off now.
You know, like when you have a Post-it and you've stuck it and pulled it off and stuck it and pulled it off too many times.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not as short as like the bubble gum, like the bubble gum that you used to put in your mouth, and it took like 2 chews, and
Bubble,
it was
what was it? Something yum. Bubble yum?
yeah, like it tasted just truly like plastic
Yeah.
after 2 bites
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
That's not the level of stick-to-itiveness.
No.
We've done way better.
Way
than
better
that.
than bubble yum.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they set a low bar, so let's not get too excited.
but it's time.
It is time. It is. It's time for us to put our energies towards other things, and that's okay.
And you know, I'm already thinking about. I haven't even shared. Tammy and I have not met up in probably a month because
It's at least that long.
because you were traveling the
Yeah.
world, right? You were a world traveler.
I was.
And we haven't met up. There's lots of things that have happened. We spent the last 2.5 hours together, and I haven't even been able to share all of the things.
We barely scratched the surface. I know. We'll have to catch up this weekend, maybe.
That sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
my point is that I have
You have
I
ideas.
have thoughts. I mean, you know me.
If I know one thing about Lisa, it's that she's got ideas.
I got some thoughts.
She does. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it, and it'll be fun, and it'll be wild, and
We'll see what happens.
Exactly.
We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see if we'll see if Tammy like buys into my thoughts. I have lots of
Yeah,
thoughts.
she does.
It doesn't
She's
mean
definitely the idea maker of the two of us.
it does not mean that they go anywhere.
Not always.
She's like, "Are you fucking
sometimes.
kidding me?"
I mean, it does go like that sometimes.
We're not doing
Yeah,
that.
we're not doing that.
I mean, you can.
I'm not telling you what to do. You're grown, but I'm not doing that.
Anyway, we decided that tonight was just going to be a touch base because it just feels like so much has happened.
Does. And we
since the
haven't
last
touched
time.
base.
Yeah.
The two of us. So, yeah. The last episode, it was about underwear
Underpants
and shapewear.
And I've been meaning to
Which
ask you.
actually, I do like these underwear.
All right.
So they are, I mean, they are big. But I am big. So they have
Do
to be
they
big.
fit well?
They fit so well, most of the time I don't even realize I'm wearing underwear.
Really?
Yes.
They're like a underpants glove.
Yeah, kind of.
Wow.
Yeah. They're tall because they're high-waisted.
Yeah.
They're not really wide, but they are high-waisted.
Okay.
So when I'm
Do they
folding
stick
them,
out the tops of your pants?
well,
She's checking in
I
the
am
moment.
checking. I mean, yeah, they would, but I always wear a tank top.
Okay. So it covers.
So it covers it. Yeah. But yeah, they would.
What
otherwise.
about grundies? Do you get
No.
grundies with them?
No, I
Nada.
don't. Nope.
All right.
Yeah.
Do they meet the level of like
No, we're downtown again. Come on, people. Go to bed.
let's get back to underpants.
All right, fine.
Do they meet your level of sexiness?
Not really.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Are they grandma level?
No, because they're not really wide.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay. Just keep talking,
I cannot,
Tammy.
though.
Just Work through it, girl.
Oh, I can't.
It's the last
so
season.
Distracting. See, it's distracting.
It's okay. Keep going.
And he's rumbling
Your
down the
unders.
street.
Tell me about your unders.
Yeah, so they're not really wide, so I don't hold them up and feel like I'm holding a flag up.
Right.
You know,
Like you're going to be able to sail across the Atlantic.
No, they're not going to be good for that at all. But they're tall
Okay.
because they're high waisted, so they're big, but they're not wide.
Yeah. All right. So
And they're comfortable. The cotton is really, really soft. The elastic isn't really tight, so I'm not bulging out, like it's not cutting into my legs and things like that.
Oh, it's
not cutting my waist. It's not doing any of that.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good news. It's better than fucking crocheting them.
Well, I was never going to crochet them, Lisa. That's a terrible idea.
I've seen shit like that.
I have too, which is why
Pictures
I
of
know it's a
those.
terrible idea. Takes tanning lines to a whole nother level.
That's
and
not
it's
even
not a good one.
It's not even a line. God.
No.
Okay, we don't have to jump
So
back
the
into
packed
that
underwear, the
conversation.
packed cotton underwear, I give them a thumbs up.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's really wonderful.
It is wonderful.
During our last season, if we would actually get somebody to sponsor us,
if only. Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
we might be back for season 11.
We'd have to reconsider this hanging it up thing if that were happening. I could only wish.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Good.
Yeah.
That's good news.
It is
I'm
good.
happy to hear that. I
Yeah.
will definitely be looking at that myself
Yeah.
because I'm frustrated
Yep.
with the same
For
types
sure.
of things and don't plan to
Crochet your
crochet
own.
any.
No, I've
Yeah.
seen your crochet. You have work to do.
I'd be wearing a thong. It'd be a
You
string
need to work on your
bikini.
crochet, and you could then make yourself whatever you want
It'd be a string bikini. One string
with 2 holes.
wrapped around.
With 4 holes when there should only be 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So I mentioned that you were a world
I
traveler.
was a world traveler. Yeah.
Please
Josh
share.
and I went to Ireland for
Oh.
10 days. It was wonderful.
So it was wonderful. And just to remind folks, I guess, like how we got here, right? Because it was a big, and I don't mean to bring up like difficult stuff, but it was a big thing for you.
It was huge because Josh hates to travel.
Right.
He hates it.
And you had to stand in your space
Uh-huh.
to be able to say, make room for me.
Yeah.
I need this.
Right.
This isn't a joke. I'm not
Right.
backing
I'm not
down.
being a princess. Like I need to
Right.
explore.
Right.
I need to have adventures. I need to go see things.
Right. And you did.
Right.
And that was a huge.
It was a huge thing for both of us, really.
Mhm.
Yeah. For him to make room for me and for me to say, you're making room
Right.
or else.
Right. This is what I need.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Right. Right. If you say you love me, then you don't want me to be depressed because it's never my turn.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal.
It was
okay.
a huge deal.
I just wanted to level
Yep.
set that. Now we can move
No,
forward.
for sure. So, when Josh and I got married, we spent our honeymoon in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband is very much a creature of habit. He's terrified of doing anything new. But once he does something, then he always wants to do that one thing.
Right.
So when we were talking about, okay, we're going on vacation, that's settled. Where are we going to go? We explored other ideas and we came back to Ireland. When we left there the first time, we were like, yeah, we didn't get enough time. We're going to have to come back.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of, I don't know. I've not talked to everyone who's traveled to Ireland. I will only speak for myself. It grabbed a little piece of my heart and it's not letting go.
Yeah.
So,
The first time it grabbed.
the
your
first
heart.
time it did. Yeah. And, so when we're discussing, should we do this? Should we go here? How about a cruise? How about a this? How about that? And I said, I really could just go back to Ireland. And Josh said, yeah, me too.
Right.
So
Because that helped him from an
It
anxiety
did.
perspective.
it did because he already knows what to expect.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
So, the first time we went, I really thought it would be the last time I'd get him on a plane, honestly, because he hates it. He likes it when he's there.
Yeah.
He hates the getting there
Right.
and getting home
Right.
so much.
Right.
So I thought, like, I really, this is going to be a one and done, right? Plus, it's not cheap,
No, of course not.
So, and my husband is very frugal.
It's not a short flight either.
Or that, right.
Right.
So when I planned our first trip, we did a lot of things. We were moving every day, for sure, every 2 days. And if I had really thought about that, I know my husband and he doesn't like to drive.
Yeah.
But here we are driving every day.
Right.
So that probably wasn't the best idea. We did see a lot of great stuff. But it helped us to narrow down where we wanted to go this time.
Yeah.
There were 2 spots in particular that we went to the first time that we were in and out in a day and were remorseful because we didn't have more time to spend. So off the coast of Ireland, off the west coast of Ireland, there are 3 islands. They're called the Aran Islands. And the smallest of those islands is Inisheer. It's the closest to the coast of Ireland. We had spent, the first time we spent 1 night there. And it was, there's nothing to do there.
Okay.
But that's what's so brilliant about it, is there's nothing to do. Right? I mean, they have some things to see there. Definitely there's a castle ruin. There's this really cool old cemetery where there's a church that's buried into the hill. So you can't see it. Like it's underground. You can't see it from the road. Almost like you have to know it's there to go explore.
Okay.
I don't generally walk through cemeteries.
Sure.
On vacation or otherwise.
Right.
But I knew it was there, so we went to explore it. There's a shipwreck on the one end of the island. And other than that, it's just villages and fields and pubs and it's little.
Yeah.
So not villages, that was plural. There's one.
Yeah.
The whole island is basically a village. But they've got like their downtown kind of. Like the pier is there and there's a couple of pubs and but it's not like here we are sitting in downtown West Bend. It's not like this kind of downtown, So anyway, we knew we wanted to go back there for at least 2 nights. And there was another spot in Ireland, along the southern coast. It's called Kinsale, and that's a little fishing village on the southern coast. So we'd only been there 1 night, and Josh got sick when we were there, so we really didn't get to explore that at all. No, so we wanted to spend 3 nights there, and so we've got most of our vacation already planned just based on past experience. And then we sprinkled in a couple of other new things because they have to have new stuff too, right? Can't only do things you've already done. So, so we flew into Shannon and rented a car right away, and we went out to not far from Shannon. There's a castle, and it's a hotel now. It's called Dromoland. It is. We went there to have afternoon tea. I also didn't think I'd get Josh to sign up for that. I was going to surprise him and say, "Hey, guess what? We're having tea."
That's a good surprise.
Yeah.
The smile on your face right now,
I know,
is broad.
I know.
Like I just need to make
fantastic.
Sure that that's communicated.
It was so beautiful. The grounds are just incredible. There's a secret garden, and every corner you turn around, there's another secret surprise. It is. They've done such a remarkable job of keeping it in its, era without modernizing it too much.
Right.
But still, of course, making it convenient so people will want to spend $1,500 a night.
Wow.
Yeah, which is why we only had tea there.
Holy shit.
I know. That's crazy.
That is ridiculous.
Because at first I thought, we could stay there. And then when I looked,
we can't.
No, we cannot.
Wow.
No, I'm not spending that kind of money on 1 night.
No.
That's nuts.
That is crazy town.
So we just walked around the castle a little bit, and they do have tours. We were not there on the day they do the tours of the castle, but I think that would be pretty cool. So we just wandered around ourselves, and
the pictures looked amazing.
And just looking at, trying to figure out like what was this room and what was that room. So there's a little. Well, it's there's a little bar, but it's tucked way back in the corner in this, it almost looks like a secret room. It's around a corner, it's not even a corner, it's a curve, like the wall curves.
Yeah.
And if the door were shut, you may not actually really even know that
It was
it's
a
there.
room.
Yeah. But that room used to be like the study. The Lord's study was there. So they turned it into, like, I mean, it's a bar, but it would be like, like in old movies where the women retire to the parlor after
Yes.
dinner and the men go to, it would be like,
Smoking room.
yes,
Yeah.
that would be like that, like the smoking room.
Right.
Like that's what it
Right.
reminded me
Right.
of.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, that place was really cool. The tea was great. I thought it was great. Josh thought the food was terrible, but I expect that from him because he's more particular than I am.
And
he doesn't like onions. That was the whole thing. He's like, oh my God, there's just my whole mouth is full of onions. It was egg salad and they put onions in it, and he hates raw onions. Hates it.
I mean, fair enough.
Right, exactly. Right. So I did feel bad that was that. But they asked if you have any allergies. I said, you should have told them you're allergic to onions.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, it was
managed.
good. He certainly did. And he did have a good time.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And then we spent the night in this little country, it was a bed and breakfast out in the country, and we took a long walk into it's not even a whole village. Like there's a church and a sheep yard attached to the church.
Okay.
I'm like, why wouldn't you have your sheep next to
Hanging
your
out,
church?
right,
Why wouldn't
right.
you? Yeah.
I'm sure it was beautiful.
It was
Yeah.
very beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had, just a really great first day. We, this place that we stayed at, they had a restaurant and a bar also in their place, which was great. And the receptionist, her name was Geraldine, which is our aunt's. She's our great aunt. So when she told me her name was Geraldine, and I said, oh, I love that name. What a beautiful name. She was completely taken aback.
Really?
Really? You think so? I said, I know so. I have a great aunt whose name was Geraldine, and I just loved her. And you remind me of her. Thank you for that. I just want to call you Aunt Geraldine. She was very flattered. She would not let us take a picture of her, though.
Oh.
So when we checked out the next day, and she said, I'm sorry about the picture, but I'm wanted by the police. So, I just can't have my picture taken.
I'm wanted in 5 countries.
Right. She said, I mean, I'm kidding. But really, I don't like having my picture taken. She said, ask my kids. I tell them all the time, don't take my picture. Which also is something our Aunt Geraldine would say all the time. She hated pictures.
Yeah.
So that was just another little hug from Aunt Geraldine.
That's nice.
Yeah. And then we spent 2 days on Inishir, and this was absolutely fascinating to me. So I originally booked a room on Airbnb, and I don't know, a month or two later, they contacted me and said, I'm so sorry, but we have to cancel or reschedule. My dad's going to be out of town and we won't be there to host you. So I said, well, we can't actually reschedule because the rest of our
booked.
vacation is already full
Right.
and scheduled. So yeah, if you know somewhere else, if you want to, find somewhere else for us to stay, that'd be fine. So she did. She writes back right away. Oh, I've booked you with Maggie Willie. She said, it's the best place on the whole island as far as I'm concerned. She'll take good care of you. Ye, not you. Y-E. She'll take good care of you.
Oh.
So, all right.
Do they say that too? Do they say it that way?
Some do.
Okay.
It's kind of like here where, different regions have different ways of
Dialect,
saying
yeah.
things. So I noticed, in the Shannon area, they do use the word ye more often, but, along the coast, the southern coast, they
Not
didn't.
as much.
Yeah. So anyway, she said, well, you have to call her because she doesn't have internet.
Right.
So you have to call her and schedule
Get
your
it
room.
reserved.
So, all right. So I called her, and so this was in the summer when I called her, and I could tell just talking to her that she's an older lady. And so that night when Josh came home, I said, well, I booked us with Maggie Willie, and she doesn't have internet, and it's $60 a night. Well, that was per person, but I said, I don't know. We're going to get what we're going to get, right? There's who the
This
heck
is
knows?
it.
I don't know.
Right.
I said, but what I do know is that woman is 80 if she's a day.
Right.
So let the adventure begin.
Right.
Yeah.
This is what we're in for.
Yeah, which I love. Josh, not so much. So on Inishir, when they say, oh yeah, it's not far, That's a lie. That's a big fat lie.
It's all subjective.
Yeah, it is, because, you know, for an American who doesn't do much walking at all, our mailbox isn't even at the end of our driveway. It's attached to the to our house.
Right.
I just open the door and reach out and get it.
Right.
I don't even have to walk to get my mail.
Right.
On Inisheer, you have to walk for literally everything.
Uh-huh.
So the morning that we're going to arrive on Inisheer, I call Maggie Willie, and because I don't know where she is. I don't have an address. I don't know anything other than her name is Maggie Willie. So I call her and she said, "Oh yeah, yes, of course you're coming in. Is it just you?" "No, it's me and my husband." "Oh, okay, sure, that's fine. Just for tonight?" "No, we'll be there 2 nights." So I don't even know if she really has a reservation, right?
Oh, right.
Now I remember her telling me she was writing my name in her book, but I don't know. She's an older woman.
Right.
What do I know, right?
Right. Either she lied or she didn't have the book in front of her.
Or she didn't have the book in front of her.
When she was
It's
talking to
probably
you the
it.
next time.
It's
Right.
probably she didn't have the
Right.
book in front of her. "Okay, 2 nights. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine." I said, "Okay, well, how do we find you?" She doesn't give me an address. Because I realized later, there are no addresses on Inisheer. So she said, "You just go to the church," and I'm the blue house left of the church. I'm just left of the church.
That's how I'd like it, frankly.
But you have to find the church.
I mean,
It
not
wasn't
can't
like
be that big. You could just keep driving. Do you find a church?
you don't have a car. You take the ferry, which is people only. They don't bring your car with you. It's just you and your backpack. That's all you get. So we're walking and we're walking and we're walking and we're walking some more.
See Josh
And
right
so-
now.
Right.
It's like, where in the fuck is this?
Exactly. And when I was talking to her, she said, "Yeah, if you can't find me, just ask anyone in the village. They'll tell you. They all know me."
Aww.
Which means back down the big giant hill, right? We didn't have to do that. We did find the church. There was one sign that had an arrow saying
It
the
said
church was
Maggie
this
Willie,
way.
this
It
way.
didn't say Maggie Willie. It said the church was this way. So we just kept walking up the hill until we finally found the church.
And you were fucking exhausted.
Yeah. Jet lag is a thing.
Right.
You know, so this is our first full day
Right.
across the pond, right? And yeah. So we find her house, but we're not really sure how to get in. Do you go in the front door? Do you go in the back door? I don't know. There's a garden.
It's always a good question.
There's a it is a good question. All of their yards have these big stone walls. And there was a little gate which looked like we probably should walk in there, but if you look just around a little bit, just up a little ways, there's also a parking spot with looks like a garage. So should we walk in that way? Is the gate like
it's
is
just
this the
not
way?
clear.
Right. So now I think we're here. We don't really know if we're here because it's a blue house and it's near the church, but it's not next to the church.
Right. And it doesn't say Maggie
And
Willie.
it doesn't say Maggie Willie. There's no street number. And we're not really sure how to get in. Do we just like open the door and walk in? We don't know what to do. So we walk around a little bit, like around the house. And I said, I don't know. It's got to be this door. It has to be. I don't see any other door that makes any sense.
Just gonna have to give it a try.
So we're just going in, right?
Right.
So that's what I did. And Josh was not.
Beside himself.
Yes. You can't just walk in. I said, well, what am I supposed to do? I knocked on the door. No one answered. I'm walking in.
We have a judgment call to make here.
Right. I'm in charge. We're going in.
I'm exhausted.
We're going in.
I don't see any other blue houses.
And we're going in. So I go in just like I would go in your house, right? I knock and
Like,
I open the
hello?
door. Hello.
I'm here.
Yeah. And I hear, "Hi, come on in." I think we're in the right place. This
I
is
hear
awesome.
Maggie Willie
Yeah,
calling.
exactly. So here she is, the sweet little thing. She's sitting in her kitchen, which is tiny, tiny. You know, like the double drop leaf tables?
I do.
That takes up almost the whole room.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Yeah.
So we get in. She shows us to our room. This is great. We have an ensuite, so we've got a shower and a toilet and sink. The last time we were on Inisheer, the last time we were in Ireland, Josh had a really hard time with some of the showers because they're not as intuitive to us as they might be to people who live in Ireland, for instance. So they have like it's almost like, what do they call that? A tankless water heater?
Sure.
But it's just in the shower.
Okay.
So trying to figure out how to turn that on, and maybe it works and maybe it gets hot and maybe it doesn't, and like he didn't have a good experience last time with that. So he walks in, he's like, oh great, did you see what's in the shower? Like, well, we're here for 2 nights,
Right.
so we're just gonna have to deal.
Right.
So we go downstairs to see Maggie Willie again, and she asked us to sit down and have a cup of tea. I know that it would be impolite to say no.
Of course.
And Josh is like, no, I don't really feel like tea. No, we just had tea. I don't need any tea.
He's like, do you know how much tea I've had?
Right.
I've had 100% of tea that I'm going to have for a whole year, and I've had it already today.
Exactly. We had tea yesterday. I don't need any more tea
catch
today.
Me next year.
Right. And I'm like, have some dang tea. Smacked him. Come on, Josh, have some tea. He's like, no, I'm good. I said, well, I'm having a cup of tea, so you're going to have to just stand there then.
Mm-hmm.
So we're chatting, and she's sharp as a tack. She is an older lady. I later learned, after talking to some locals in the pub, who asked, where are you guys staying? Oh, we're staying with Maggie Willie. Do you know that she is 92 years old? She runs an 8-room bed and breakfast. And she farms 33 acres, has 4 cows, 4 calves, and 3 or 4 yearling.
Wow.
And she does it by herself.
Wow.
Yeah. 92.
You could have stopped at an 8-bedroom bed and breakfast,
Right.
and I would have been stunned just by
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still, like, if I could go there tomorrow, I would just want to sit at her table and just find out everything about her.
Yeah.
So we have a nice chat. She puts the screws to him about his political views, and which I thought was...
You're like, I'll take a warm-up over here.
Yeah, right. I'd like another spot of tea, please. Yeah. This is really good. If you have popcorn, I'll just sit and watch.
I'll just be quiet over here.
Yes.
Go.
Yeah.
Continue.
The two of you, as you were. Yeah.
Scott, Josh, do you want tea now?
I bet you're wishing you had some tea. She is spunky. She is really spunky. So anyway, a couple days later, maybe the next day, I don't know. Josh was watching it was rugby or some sport, Irish sport on TV in one of the pubs, and I said, I'm going to go back to Maggie Willie's. I'm going to get my watercolor paints, and I'm going to sit out here by the beach, and I'm going to paint while you're watching this game. So I'll be back. So I'm wandering around.
First off, I love that you reserved some space in your backpack, which was like...
Oh, I had to bring 2 backpacks.
Oh, you did?
I did.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of space, right? But you decided that a priority for this trip was to bring watercolor paints.
When I decided that I wasn't going to get everything in one bag, and mostly because I was bringing some... I have to take magnesium every day, or I get hot flashes and restless legs terribly. So I didn't want to bring liquid because, the airlines with their rules, and so I bought a bottle of magnesium gummies, but it's a big bottle.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I could just pour some into a baggie, but then I didn't want them to be like,
questiony.
what is in here?
Right.
Yeah. So I had that. I had some elderberry. I had vitamin D3 and K2. So I had these 3 big bottles, and there's no way it was going to fit in anybody's bag.
Right.
So decided to bring a second backpack that I could just stash under my seat on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And poor Josh had to lug it around, but he managed. So that's why I had room for paints.
All right.
Yeah.
You're like, ooh, what else can I stow away in here?
Right. Paints, knitting, all the things that I would need. When we were in Ishir the last time, we went to the top of the island. It's like a hill. There is a castle ruin. And I remember thinking, oh, if only I had my watercolor paints with me. It would be really lovely to sit on the grass and just paint what I can see. right?
Yeah.
So for 6 years, I've been thinking about how I really wanted to sit on the grass of the castle grounds and just paint what I could see. Well, the morning we went, the second time, the morning we went to the castle,
Yeah.
it had rained.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't going to sit on the grass.
Right.
So by the time we walked around and saw the things we wanted to see, I didn't bring my backpack the
done.
whole time,
Yeah.
right? So by that later afternoon, after we had lunch and now Josh wants to watch this game, I'm like, this would be a good time for me to do what I want to do. So I wandered through the village a little bit, and there was a couple of shops that I wanted to see, and so I wandered in and out of there, and then I went back to Maggie Willie's to get my paints, and she was sitting in her sitting room, because it's not a living room. This woman does not even have a couch.
Yeah. Yeah.
She just has chairs. She doesn't put her feet up until she goes to bed.
That's it. Yep.
So
She keeps moving.
She does. So I popped in and I said, do you have time for a chat? She said, oh, I do. Would you like a cup of tea? I said, well, I will have a cup of tea if you're having a cup of tea, but don't make a cup just for me. And she said, well, I just had a cup. I said, well, I just had a cup too, so I don't need one, but if you are having one, I would have one. Otherwise, don't bother. And she said, no, okay. So I said, but I really would love to just sit and have a chat if you have time. Oh, sure. So I said to her, Maggie, I heard something about you today. I heard that you are 92 years old and you do all of these things by yourself. Now, when we had breakfast that morning, her sister was there.
Yeah.
Maggie was gone. She didn't say where Maggie went. I thought maybe she went to church. I don't know.
Into town. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw her car was still in the drive, so I didn't think she had gone far. But at this point, I didn't know about all of her farming that she does. So she must walk to wherever it is that she has these animals, because they're not in her backyard.
Okay.
Where other farm animals are on other people's backyards.
Sure.
They have cows in their very backyard.
Sure.
Maggie didn't have any cows in her yard, so I didn't know about that. So when I said to her, you do all of this yourself, and she's laughing. She's just bent over in half laughing. And she said, well, my sister does help me with the bed and breakfast. She serves breakfast. I said, I met your sister this morning. It's not like this sister is 50.
Right.
She isn't. She's probably 88.
Right.
I'm telling you what, these two women run circles around me on my very best day. It is, I've read and heard about, they call them the blue zones. These are places, they're like little pockets around the globe where people live very, like, into their hundreds, but they live independently. They are like, they're not nursing homes. They're
not barely hanging on to life.
No, they are living their life like they've always done it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, scientists are studying these blue zones because, I mean, it's fascinating, right?
Of course.
This Inishir, these two women in particular, they should be in the blue zone.
Interesting.
Studies, because I just still cannot believe it. I really cannot believe it. 92 years old, sharp as a tack. They both are. It's amazing to me.
That's fascinating. And it's something absolutely to aspire to.
It is.
Like, good for Maggie Willie.
But this is one thing that occurred to me. Even if I were able to quit my job today and just putter around all day and garden and do whatever I want to do, I still would not have, I wouldn't have the purpose that she has.
Mm-hmm.
So her whole life, I mean, she didn't just start farming yesterday. Right? So
she's been doing this for
probably
many,
her whole life.
Years. Yeah.
She's had this bed and breakfast forever. And I say that because it was actually kind of interesting. So when we pulled back the covers to go to bed, Josh said, oh, my sister used to have sheets like these when she lived at home, when she was a kid. So, 20
They've been
or 30
around.
years ago,
Right.
these sheets were sold at the, Walmart. And Maggie Willie still has them on her bed, right? They were threadbare would be better than what these sheets were. This is a woman who does not throw anything away. Things don't wear out. If it doesn't have a hole in it, it's good enough to be on the bed.
Right.
So
it's been there.
She's been
doing it for a while.
They were clean.
Right.
They just were see-through.
Right.
Yeah.
They've definitely seen their day.
Yes, they have. Yes. So, it's not just moving, right? It's not just moving your body, going to the gym and having a workout.
Yeah.
That is not what gets you into the blue zone.
Mm-hmm.
It is someone who has to walk up the hill every day because you have to get to the top of the hill to get something you need, whether it's to go to church and you have to go every day, or it's the grocery, or it's the whatever, right? Like, your exercise is built into your life. Right.
It is your life.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Lifting heavy things because you have cows to feed.
Right.
So you have to lift the bale of hay or the bucket of grain or whatever it is.
And that's just the way life is.
Right. It's not the 30-minute workout.
Right. It's not an activity that you add into your life to sustain life. It is your life.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And it's interesting because as we're talking about Maggie Willie's and, grandmothers that we have, right?
Yeah.
My grandmother just turned 94 years old. And not that she's, in the condition of Maggie Willie at this point, but she is still very active and very alert and aware of what's going on. But that was her life, right? Like, she was a
farmer's
mother,
wife.
Yeah, a mother of 16 children.
Oh, I cannot even
on
imagine.
a farm in the 50s and 60s and 70s. Like, that didn't just make itself happen, right? Like, she was foundational and core to that.
For sure.
And that was her life.
Yeah.
So not only probably Maggie Willie, the exercise and the physical activity, but also the way, like, she was nourished.
Yeah.
Right? I'm certain that Maggie Willie probably didn't go to the fast food restaurant at the corner.
There isn't such a thing.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you wanted it, you grew it, you raised it, or you physically made it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yes.
That was
all
it.
of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So everything that she consumed was just as
it nourished her as she nourished those things.
Yeah, it was hearty. It's wholesome,
Yep.
right? Because you had to tend to it from the very beginning in order to get the output from it.
Right. Absolutely. It was, come on, go away. Good grief, it's the same guy. Anyway, it was fascinating to me. If I could go there again, I would like to spend the whole day sitting in her kitchen talking to her.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. I bet
she'd be like
stories.
She'd be like, I'm really sorry, but I'm out of tea and I don't have time for this because I have to go tend to my cows.
Bothering me. I have things to do.
You're screwing up my schedule, sister.
You think I can just sit here all day?
Right?
You think I got to be 92 by sitting around all day?
Right. No, thank you. My cows
you might
need
sit
me.
all day, but I don't.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was an amazing vacation. We spent 3 days in Kinsale with a lovely couple that we stayed with once before. And they too are just, I don't even know how to describe them. They are the most warm, welcoming people. I mean, we rented a room out of their house on Airbnb.
Yeah.
They have no obligation to hang out with us. They have no obligation to be kind to us other than to say, here's your room.
Right.
Yeah.
Have a nice stay.
Right.
Let me know if you need anything.
Exactly. Every morning she made a lovely breakfast, and Susan is her name, and she so where are you going today? What are you going to see today? Where do you want, have you been here? You might want to check this place out every single day. And gave us tips and pointers and do this, but don't do that and don't miss this. And most of the time, I mean, I'm terrible with direction. So the things she told us we should for sure do, we didn't because
Right.
we thought we were, but turned out we actually didn't.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we walked all the way to Charles Fort. Well, did you take the low road like I told you to? Yeah, we did. Well, did you see? No. Well, then you didn't take the low road. Oh. Well, we thought we did.
Right. Because there's no goddamn signs.
No, right. We thought we were on the right road that you told us to take, but apparently we were not.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it just really feels like there is a different level of living
Yeah.
in that space. And
For sure.
perhaps that's what you fell in love with.
Absolutely.
Right? The different view of life, perhaps.
I could live on Inisheer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's not an easy life.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what anybody does who lives there other than people in hospitality because, we're tourists. So
Right.
we just see the people in the hotels and restaurants and pubs and things, right? I don't know what other people do for a living. And I get seasick. I would not love to have to be back and forth on that ferry all the time.
Yeah.
Especially in the winter when it gets really rocky.
Mm-hmm.
But
the speed and the intentionality.
That
perhaps.
And the community.
Yeah.
So the first time we went on Inisheer, there was a guy in a kilt, just standing. I don't know what these boats are. I don't know if they're in dry dock. I'm not entirely sure. But he was just standing there sculpting things. He's a metal sculptor. And so we stood and watched him for a little while. And then we wandered on up our way. And honestly, I've not given him a second thought. I took a couple of pictures just because we're tourists and that's what you do. So we went back this time. And actually, Josh and I would walked along the beach and we came across a seal pup that was on the beach. And we actually thought it was dead.
Oh.
Because it wasn't moving. It was just laying there. And when we got closer, then it picked its head up and looked at us. And but then we didn't know, like, is it hurt?
Abandoned?
Right.
Yeah.
What's happened? So we found a local, and that's where I learned about Maggie Willie and all of these things that she does.
Uh-huh.
Talking to this guy, and he checks on her, and he said, oh, when you talked to Maggie Willie today, you just let her know that Trevor was asking for her. Yeah, like that sort of connection, right?
Yeah.
It's not her nephew, it's not her son,
Right.
It's
Right.
nobody. He didn't even grow up on the
Right.
island. He married into the island.
They're
so
connected, though.
yep, for sure. And that is the same feeling that I had about Kinsale too. There was one morning we were walking along just down into the village, and there was a little boy, probably about 4 or 5 years old, and he's running ahead of his mom. So they're like, we're coming towards each other.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to pass each other, and he yells out, I won, I got here first. And she, like, you could just tell, like, it was, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning. She'd already had enough.
Right.
She went, yay.
God, I've been there.
Yes. And I
Good
just
for
chuckled.
you.
Yeah, exactly. I just chuckled, and I didn't think anything of them the rest of the day. So we had been out all day long exploring and shopping and eating and doing all the touristy things. And we had to stop in this pub after dinner, and this little boy runs in, and now there's this little girl with him who runs in behind the bar. There's a door like on the end of the bar, runs through this door, and I think, oh, it must be the guy who owns it, he's an older guy, and I think, oh, it must be Grandpa's place.
Mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
So the guy, his name is Sam. Actually it's not, it's Anthony. Sam's place, but it's Anthony is the guy who owns it, and he goes to this door, right? Comes back out, the kids leave, and the mom is there too. the kids and the mom leave, and I said, "Oh, are those your grandkids?" He said, "No, actually, they're not. I've only met them the last year and a half. I've just known them from they run past, out front. That's how I met them. They just keep running back and forth." Well, they live in this tiny little village where it is like, your house is. I mean, so here we are in downtown West Bend, like. That building over there where you like the front door is right on the sidewalk, right? But the whole village is like that. Yeah.
Right.
So there could be a pub, and then next door is your apartment.
Right.
And then another apartment, and then a shop, and then another restaurant, and then
it's very close knit.
all of it
so
is.
that is your family.
Yes, right. So behind this door was some candy. And he said, "Oh, I've got sweets back there," and they know that there's sweets, so they always stop in to get their sweets. So it's that sort of thing. Like, he just became their adoptive grandpa.
Right.
We stopped in a yarn shop, and the woman she was just about to leave. Because she said, "Oh, I have to stop at the accountant today. So, but, I don't have to leave right now, but, look around." And so anyway, when I bought some yarn and we were leaving, and I said, "Well, good luck with your accountant." And so we walked out, and, I don't know, we stopped in another shop, bookstore or something. We come out, and now we see her walking, and she's literally walking to her accountant. Because it's this self-contained little village, right? It's like a Charles Dickens.
Right.
In real life, kind of, that kind of setting in real life.
Right. The internet isn't a requirement because you have all of your things there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Even a car isn't even a requirement because you have your things there.
They have a dentist, they have a doctor, they've got a pharmacy, there's a grocery, there's everything you could need is right there.
That sounds so quintessential. Like, it just sounds amazing.
Yes. It was completely
I can understand how
so
you would
nourishing.
absolutely be in love with that. Yeah. And I can also understand how Maggie Willie would be as spry and active in her life as she is in that environment.
Exactly.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing. We need a little bit more of that, don't we?
Right. We're just not set up that way.
Yeah, not anymore. Not anymore. Who knows? That could very well change.
It could, and I'm sure there are some places in the States that are like that.
Right.
I know there are towns and cities that are very walkable, and you do go to your local baker and the butcher, and you do these sorts of things. That's not the case where I live, though.
No, it's not. It feels like a sign me up type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
In every way, that I feel like that would be very nourishing.
Yeah.
Where you are a integral part of that community in what you provide and offer.
Right.
And if you were missing, you would be
people will notice.
You would be very missing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. We met another guy who was from Scotland. He was 90, just 90. And when he was 70, he decided that he was going to move from Scotland to Ireland, and he was going to get on his yacht and sail himself to Kinsale, because he'd been there and he loved it, and why not? So he gets on his yacht. Now, he had been a medical engineer, as that's what he did for his career. So he had made a ton of money, right? He had loads of really cool stories about that too, but he just, like, it just doesn't even occur to me. Like, I'm just going to go at 70 years old and I'm going to move to a whole different country and I'm going to start a new life. He said, "Yeah, I lived on my yacht for 10 years and then I moved into town."
That sounds amazing.
And all of the villagers, all of the locals were like, "Yep, that's Scottish John down there. He comes in every couple of days. We like to see him every couple of days, or we get worried about him." That is spectacular.
It is. The
someone who wasn't,
yeah, the connectedness in the community. That's a big deal.
Even someone who wasn't from there, they welcomed and said, "No, you belong right here."
I love that.
Me too.
No wonder
the world
you're in
can
love with
use
it.
more of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No wonder you loved it.
Yeah, I did. I'd go back tomorrow. Josh would too, actually. Probably
That's
not
awesome.
tomorrow,
Right.
but but he would go
Soon.
back. He will. Well, he says not soon, but he will go back.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm
So
really
that's
happy.
what I've been up to for the last month.
I'm really happy it was a good experience
It
for
was
you.
a good experience. Oh gosh, I've been rambling
It's okay.
for a long time.
It-
Sorry.
No, it was sensational information. I think that you made some really good points about life and like the validity and the important components of it that you were able to see firsthand in a culture that is just different.
It is different.
And it creates
That whole excuse me, that whole bit about like exercise is just part of your everyday life.
Yeah.
Not in a I'm going to go exercise sort of way,
right.
but it's just what you do so
Right.
that you can live.
right. There's something to that.
There is, and
Mhm.
I am really and truly fascinated by it, and I don't know that I will ever get to experience that.
But okay, here's the thing, and here's what I listened to and heard out of the stories of your adventures. That is amazing. It feels like it is not what we experience today. Like we have to make specific and dedicated intentional effort to get physical activity, right? And fit
Right.
it into our day in some sort of way. But realistically, it wasn't all that long ago that that's the way it was here. It wasn't.
That's true.
It was not all that
My
long
grandma
ago.
was
Right.
She had that experience.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. And it was pretty normal.
Yeah.
So, like, although it feels so foreign and far away,
Mm-hmm.
based on time and space, it wasn't that far away.
It wasn't.
Like, that could switch. I guess that's what I was trying to say earlier, that could switch fairly easily here. It's not like it's just not that far away.
Yeah, I didn't think of it like that. That feels more comforting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Rather
to your,
than being stuck in, stuck
this
in a
is
box.
just the way it is, right?
Right.
To your point, like you could find those places and say, this is what I intentionally want to do. And you don't have to, I mean, you could go to Ireland to do it, but to your point from earlier, there are physical locations here that are more apt to that type of environment too. And you can do that.
Yeah, I think I've got some research to do.
Yeah. You did talk about moving recently.
Yeah, I would love to move somewhere.
Mhm.
I don't want to leave my kids and my grandkids, but that doesn't mean that there wouldn't or couldn't be somewhere nearby.
Yeah.
I just need to, again, do a little research
Right.
and open
Some
my eyes.
intentionality of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that.
Me too.
Thank you for sharing your adventures.
Thanks for letting me share.
Yeah.
Sorry for rambling.
It wasn't a
But-
ramble. It was great.
Yeah, those were two really important things. Well, okay, with the sirens now, that is the signal for
we should
wrapping it up.
definitely wrap
right?
it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, till next time.
Till next time.
All right, Todd at Mind Garden Media, thank you for doing a fabulous job as always on our production end of our podcast. If you're interested in doing a podcast, give them a shout. They're on Facebook. Mind Garden Media is where you'll find them.
That's absolutely right. Thank you very much, Todd. Thank you for our listeners as well.
Yeah.
You've stuck with us for all of these seasons. We appreciate you.
We sure do.
And yeah, thank you.
Stick with us till the end. Who
Our
knows?
stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah, we've got just a little more stickiness left.
All right. Take
All right,
care.
till next time.
Bye.
Toodaloo.